Welcome back to the Podcrastinators. You know the deal. We watched Shazam today, and
Shazam 2. Oh, I wanted to come into this and be like, oh, today we watched Captain Marvel 2.
Do you want to explain really quick, just a fun little intro, some Shazam lore, like why he had to be Shazam now?
Well, he was originally Captain Marvel. DC didn't have the rights for him. The Shazam comics were published under Fawcett Comics. That's why in this movie it was like Fawcett High School. Mm-hmm. And usually he's from Fawcett City as like a reference to the old publisher that he came from. But then DC acquired the rights, or I think that they might have just acquired Fawcett, and then they acquired all the rights to the character and all their characters. And Captain Marvel was one of those characters, and he was a boy that got the powers of the gods. And when he said Shazam, he turned into Captain Marvel. And I think, I don't know, like, Shazam is surprisingly popular. Like, the history of it, I feel like. Because it's probably around the 60s, I guess. You know, there was the Adam West Batman show, and there was the Wonder Woman live action show in the 70s. You know, they were like and then even Marvel had the Hulk with their live action show in the 70s. And Shazam also had a show like similar to that. So, yeah. I think it was called Shazam. It wasn't called Captain Marvel. The Captain Marvel thing changed. I want to say around the New 52 is when they stopped calling him Captain Marvel.
Oh, really? Marvel. That late? I thought it would have been way earlier.
Because I think they still call him Captain Marvel post-Infinite Crisis.
Okay.
Because that's when it would have changed, is at like one of those universe resetting events. Mm-hmm. I think the New 52, I could be wrong, but I think the New 52 is when they stopped calling him Captain Marvel. Okay. And then I just saw something recently that in the comics, they're calling him the Captain now.
Interesting. Okay.
So
the Captain.
I guess in this movie, it's also a running joke that he like doesn't really have a name.
Yeah.
So yeah, the naming conventions for Shazam are always up in the air. Was that sufficient Shazam lore?
That was very sufficient Shazam lore. That was great. So that's fun. That's a fun thing to know. What wasn't fun was Shazam! Fury of the Gods.
Okay, so this is the end of the DC extended universe.
Well, we have Aquaman, right?
But I think that after the Flash is when things get reset, right? Like, yes, we do have Aquaman and Blue Beetle, which weren't technically a part of like James Gunn's overall plan, but. It's distracting to me.
Eva.
What's going on, Eva?
What you doing?
The return of Eva.
Return of Eva, yeah. If there's some weird noises in the background, it's probably my dog.
Yeah. Because, okay, in my mind, Flash is what is going to reset everything, right? Mm-hmm. So everything post the Flash is going to be the New 52. I think that we should just dub James Gunn's era.
Is Peacemaker coming back?
Okay.
It's so fucking confusing, dude. I feel like the amount of shit that they're doing right now.
So I want to get into it more at the end, but I think I have an idea of what they could do. Okay. Of like where they're going, I guess, is what I should say.
But yeah, overall review, this movie's not worth seeing.
Okay. I think I enjoyed it more than Ant-Man. I think I enjoyed it more than Black Panther, I'm going to be honest.
That's a fair point, but that's a very low bar to compare yourself to. I still was very much throughout the movie like, holy fuck, get on with it.
Yeah. Well, I thought that
I guess that's how I felt for all superhero movies this year. Just kind of like, shit, dude, is this movie over yet? Like,
yeah, dude, the superhero fatigue is setting in for me personally. I know that superhero fatigue term gets tossed around a lot.
Yeah. It is. But especially now when it's like we're given constant, just below like subpar fucking quality content, you know.
Although, did you see Tom Cruise came out and said that he's seen The Flash, and the quote from Tom Cruise was, "It's everything you want from a movie." So,
I mean, just from the trailer, some of the shit that's like they give you snippets of, you're like, that looks dope.
yeah, at least like
the two Flashes like sliding into each other with the reverse colored like fucking lightning bolts. You're like, okay, it's a little cheesy, but it's pretty cool.
Well, and it's just such a cool idea that they're going for. Where I don't know, like Flashpoint is a tried and true story. Like you know. It's like adapting The Last of Us. It's gonna be pretty good no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
But
the Flash is a really cool hero too.
He is cool.
He has a lot of really good stories, but we haven't seen any yet.
Yep. Well, we will soon.
We will soon.
Very soon.
Yeah.
But like, I personally have not read a ton of Captain Marvel or Shazam, but I don't really know if this story arc is from the comics. The fucking villains were so bland.
The villains fucking suck.
The villains were awful.
I like Lucy Liu though. She was funny.
She did not give a fuck.
She's like, I will zap you, zap you, zap you.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Lucy Liu was just getting a paycheck here.
Did you ever see the Futurama episode where Fry copies the head of Lucy Liu into a robot and starts dating it?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Does she voice
she voices it.
That's pretty beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good show.
Lucy Liu was phoning it in this movie.
Yeah.
Which is okay. I probably would too for Shazam, Fury of the Gods.
It was so bad. It was a pretty bad movie.
So I will say that I like the director, David S. Sandberg. I like
what
him
else has
doing
he done?
horror. His first film was what's the fucking light movie? Lights Out. That was his first movie.
Wasn't it? That was the one that was the short first, right?
Yeah, he has a bunch of horror shorts
before
Lights Out kind of blew up, and I think it was James Wan actually approached him and
helped produce.
Helped produce Lights Out, which Lights Out is it's an interesting horror movie.
What was the one where the guy had the syringe of fucking cum?
Oh, Don't Breathe.
Don't Breathe. Yeah.
They made the sequel for that. I never saw it. It's been out. It's been like maybe a year.
I wonder if there's another syringe of cum in the sequel. It's a running gag throughout every movie.
Like, it's a staple of the franchise.
Yeah, we're marketing it and we're gonna sell it.
Go. Bring it to market.
Bring it to market. We need to get this on shelves immediately.
Vials of cum. Jesus. Okay, that went off the rails.
So Shazam starts off with the family doing hero shit, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, we were talking about the director.
Oh, yes.
I will say I'm pretty sure all of his shorts are just on YouTube, and they're all really good and like pretty creepy and unsettling. They're definitely worth watching if you are trying to go down a short film rabbit hole. Yeah. But David F. Sandberg has some really good shorts, and the cool thing about his work is that his wife always cameos in the stuff. So
who was his wife in this one?
His wife was in the car that got saved in the bridge scene.
That was playing. Okay, yeah. So at the beginning, a whole bridge is collapsing, and the Shazam family comes in and doesn't stop the bridge from like breaking, like collapsing, but they save everybody. And he saves this falling car, like classic fucking hero trope, you know?
Yeah, like the car falling off the bridge. Like every Spider-Man movie has him saving a car from falling off a bridge.
All right, the first instance of cringe in a movie with a lot of cringe is her listening to the fucking I Need a Hero.
I need a hero.
It's like, if it's not Shrek, I don't want to fucking hear it. Like, you're not topping that. I'm sorry.
You can't retread Shrek.
Yeah. And you know that's why they put it. And there was the trailer in the theater that used the fucking animation, the All-Star, like in like a thematic like, hey now,
it's just
All-Star.
It's like the nostalgia marketing, you know? Yeah. That's all that is.
So stupid. Or this was in the trailer too when he punches the dragon and he's like, "Hey, Khaleesi," and you're just like, ah.
Yeah, Warner Brothers was pulling out all the stops on their references. Like, this is another thing that I'm like, why does everything have to be so influenced by Rick and Morty with just like, haha, pop culture references? I guess Rick and Morty's not the like only thing, but still, that's just what it makes me think of.
Oh, that trailer that we saw? Are you talking about, or like for the movie or the trailer that we saw?
For the movie. Yeah. I was talking about Shazam.
Yeah.
Because they do have the Hey Khaleesi in the movie.
I guess everybody's just kind of copying like that overall tone.
Yeah. But I was thinking too in this movie that Warner Brothers fucking pulled out all the stops on references that they had because when the brother, I keep wanting to say Billy, no, Freddie. The brother character, when he gets zapped into the jail cell with the wizard, he is like, "Oh, Hagrid beard," and then he said something else. Oh, voice like Batman, but the Batman one is in universe, so that one doesn't count. But we had the Harry Potter reference and the Game of Thrones reference. There might have been some more, but
there probably was some more. There definitely was.
Please stop.
Yeah, please stop. No
hey,
more.
You know this thing you like? Well, this isn't it.
All the characters are so fucking boring and weird.
See, I actually enjoyed the parts with the kids and the kids interacting with each other. I felt like that was the most interesting part, but for some reason, the movie spent so much time on the fucking tacked on side romance with the Freddy character and one of the villains.
Yeah, who was like 4,000 years old. And then like they kiss, and even in the fucking movie, they're like, that's a little weird.
Yeah.
It's like, well, when you point it out like it does make it a little weird.
I wasn't really thinking about it like that, but thanks for that, Shazam 2.
Yeah, the characters are really bad. The development between, like, okay, so Billy's overall development in the story felt just random and like unearned.
I agree.
There was some development with Freddy's character with like the love thing, but like not really. And the fucking wizard was useless. The wizard pissed me off.
Really? Yeah. The wizard was just kind of like exposition vehicle.
Yeah, how about the fucking like 10-minute scene too where they're like, in this book we read the ancient dragon Eldamar, son of the origins of Atlas. These are the people we have to kill because they have a battery charged staff. And it's like, okay, well, we're getting explained the whole plot right now. Everybody pay attention.
Yeah, there were a couple points with that. Like, it's weird that studios are down with the idea of the multiverse. They're like, people understand that. But I felt like the plot was pretty bare bones for them to be just like laying it out all on the table. You know, like, come on, you expect me to be behind the idea of the multiverse and then you're going to hold my hand through this magic shit? What the fuck is that?
Yeah, come on. It was very dumb.
I got the sense that this movie was aimed at kids, and I was like,
far more than the first one. I felt like the first one was enjoyable. I mean, I only watched it once, but I liked it. Same. You know, like I walked away being like, that was an enjoyable experience.
I did as well.
This one made me cringe a lot. And there was parts where I was just like, that's so stupid. I can't. And it's one of those movies where like, how long was this? A 2-hour movie?
I don't know, but it felt really long.
It felt really long. And it's one of those movies that even though it felt really long, like when I think back on it, I feel like nothing happens, really.
No, nothing happened. 2 hours and 10 minutes was our runtime here. I also felt like nothing happened. I did not understand the motivation of the villains. Like, okay, so they got their staff and
they're gonna destroy the world or something, or they're gonna replant.
Yeah, they wanted to
the apple.
and like make the tree grow again in their realm, which they did in the end of the movie anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So what was wrong with what the villains were trying to do? And then for some reason, Lucy Liu decides
to ride a dragon for the last 40 minutes.
Yeah, they probably just like had her sit in a chair and they're like, okay, like make some sounds, and she's like, ha
ha. The acting was pretty bad at points.
I thought Lucy Liu was for sure the worst.
Yeah, Lucy Liu did not carry it this time.
Come on, give us that Kill Bill.
Yeah.
No, I think that the main flaw of this movie is the villains, for sure. Like, why didn't we have the fucking caterpillar thing?
I also think Freddy was a pretty big failure on the movie.
Oh, yeah. The romance and Freddy's side plot was extremely tacked on and also unearned.
And Billy's whole arc, like there was like a point at like the fucking thing that happens at the end of superhero movies, like the hero's like, oh, I learned this, and he makes a great sacrifice or whatever, but I don't know what he learns, like, truthfully.
We honestly didn't spend that much time with him.
And also there was all the talk with the like, Billy, you fucking suck, bro. And even the wizard's like, I can't believe I fucking trusted you with these powers. And then at the end they're like, I chose you for a reason. It's like, why'd you say all that shit earlier?
Yeah, he didn't earn anything. The entire movie he's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then the wizard's like, you know what to do.
And he's like, oh, I know what to do. And we're just sitting in the theater like, fuck.
Yeah, what? But like the fucking caterpillar thing and Dr. Savannah in the jail, that was
the Easter egg. Wait, can you explain? I remember that happening before.
Yes, so the villain from the first one, the bald guy, Dr. Savannah. Yes, I got that right. I was not 100% sure.
Hell yeah.
I thought his name was going to be like Sylvana or something. Anyway, I got to look up what the caterpillar thing is called. Because, okay, hang on. Caterpillar Shazam. It is Mr. Mind. Okay. Okay. Here is what the Shazam wiki reads for Mr. Mind. Mr. Mind. He is a worm from the planet Venus possessing powers that include mind control, telepathy, and mental image projection. So, the villain from the first one, Dr. Sylvana, I don't even remember that much of the first one, to be honest. I saw it once, thought it was good, haven't watched it, so I guess that might tell you how much I enjoyed it.
I forgot that it was the guy from Kingsman was the villain.
Yeah, and Kick-Ass.
And Kick-Ass, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Anyway, he gets, after Shazam beats him, is it the end credit scene in that movie too, where like he gets visited by Mr. Mind?
Yeah, that's the only reason I was like, oh, I do remember that in the last movie. I didn't remember it from the time I saw that until the time I just saw this last fucking Easter egg.
And you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, after we're done talking about this, fucking Mr. Mind.
Mr. Mind, yeah.
Mr. Mind, I will not remember him.
Well, he is an original character. I'm pretty sure. I think he came from the Fawcett Comics era. Okay. Like, he's one of the OG rogues. I don't know. This is another thing that I want to dive into a little bit deeper is when they fucking pull from the mythology and all that. But I think Mr. Mind is shit we haven't seen before. Like, a million superhero movies now. Well, maybe not movies because Moon Knight pulls from the Egyptian gods and that's a TV show. But
yeah,
I feel like it's just, I don't want to see these mythologies that maybe haven't been explored. Well, they've been pretty explored in superhero movies. I don't know. I'm tired of
Greek
it. I want to
see especially
Greek mythology, especially. I agree.
Movies.
I'm tired of it. They should have just made Mr. Mind the villain.
Dude, that would have been. There's so many fucking things like that. Like the fact that there's a fucking dragon in this movie, like
out of place.
Like, and it's like the whole time it's like, oh, I'm finding a dragon. Whoa, there's a dragon. It's just like, fuck off, dude. Like, I've seen like 800 dragons in the past like 10 years of fucking...
Yeah, I was like, this is not the coolest dragon I've ever seen.
Mm-mm.
Blue eyes, white dragon. Sorry. So they fucking... I don't remember what I was saying.
You're saying them using the same old shit.
Oh, with the Greek gods. So that was so fucking bland to me, where they're just like, oh, Persephone, why do you want to kill the humans? And I don't know, it just felt so like I didn't grasp the weight of it, you know, because you could tell Lucy Liu didn't care. She wasn't selling it.
Yeah.
I will say the introduction of them was all right. I thought when she was doing the like whispering powers and making people go crazy in the museum, and then they all turned
there were
to
zombies,
stone.
but they couldn't make it R-rated, so they just had them whisper into their ears.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. That was an original power that I had never seen before. But then like they also just had the Force, and that was.
And I was like, okay.
Like they just didn't have anything that was very standout and cool.
And then the young girl who had like the ratio power.
What?
So she could like, what was it called? Like she would just like spin shit around.
Oh, I have no idea. Oh, the love interest character.
Yeah, the love interest character. Yeah.
I have no. What did they call it?
Well, I think it was like ratio or something like aspect ratio real life aspect ratio manipulator.
Something like that. I can't remember what they called it.
It was fucking mad Doctor Strange.
Yeah, you're right.
And it was just like, man, what? I guess the same thing as the dragon, the same thing as the Greek gods. Everything it's like
we've already seen.
Yeah.
The last movie ended with the end credit scene for Mr. Mind. Why didn't they just do that?
Yeah.
I would have been...
What was the first end credits? Oh, yeah, they talked to the characters from Peacemaker.
Yes, they do talk to the characters from Peacemaker. Okay, I'm not there yet.
Okay.
So, I will say, though, when the one cool part with the Greek shit that was like, okay, when they got all the monsters from Greek mythology, that was kind of cool, I will say. The designs were much better because
they were fun to look at, but during that scene where all of those like fantasy creatures are running around, in my mind I was like, this is like the Scooby-Doo 2 live action movie.
Yeah. Monsters Unleashed.
Fucking fire movie, by the way.
It's fire movie. No, you're right, where it's like all just the real monsters terrorizing shit.
And they don't look real. Like there's like very like
they look animated.
Yeah.
I agree. No, but I did like the designs of those monsters.
The designs were well.
Because one of my complaints with the first Shazam movie I remember that the villain, Dr. Savannah, resurrected the like personifications of the 7 deadly sins, and they all just looked like plain
like
goblins, or what is the cave troll from Lord of the Rings that looks like that everything looks like fucking Doomsday.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that they did a better job with those CGI monster-y characters. Like they were like they had their own attributes, and there was like a little bit of color sprinkled in. Like I actually did like those. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fucking so with the romance character in Freddy, we've said it's completely unearned, but I also just wanted to mention that she had like a quick flip as well, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Like she was like, I've been alive for 6,000 years, but this one like boy that I met at high school, he changed my mind, and humans, good.
Humans, good. I like this little 12-year-old boy.
They like...
How old are you? I'm 6,000 years old. Jesus Christ.
And in the 30 minutes we spent together, you've convinced me that humans are worth saving. Oh, okay.
Right. And then all of a sudden, she's like, Also, the fucking of the 3 villains, 2 of them changed to be good. Both of them not earned in the slightest. Also, oh god, it was so stupid, dude. This whole movie.
Because I did like that's why I thought it was like Helen Mirren's character was like, oh, they're evilly evil people trying to destroy everything, and then suddenly she's like, you want to destroy Earth? That is Hades talk. Yeah, and I was like, what? You like just killed like so many people.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's like you have like a fucking kill count of like 30 in this movie.
You can't start having morals all of a sudden.
So dumb.
So dumb.
I'm curious. I'm like curious what the future for superhero movies is.
Yeah. Well, so
because we've had it not just a year, like 2 or 3. Are we? I mean, I guess Batman kind of counts, but like and Spider-Man.
Yeah, but like those weren't even like fantastic, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you watch No Way Home again, so I saw this in a video where the guy was talking about like the current state of the MCU. Yeah. And he was basically like, if you watch No Way Home on your TV without a fucking packed theater around you, it's like a weird experience because that movie has like when Andrew Garfield appears on screen,
it's like it was like
woo! There's like a pause so that like there can be applause and people can fucking clap and they can have their endgame moment. Like that movie is good when you're in that environment, packed theater with everybody around you, but on its own,
Weird side note. Recently, I don't know if I've talked about this on an episode of the podcast. Stop me.
Okay,
but recently,
I'm not sure.
Recently, I watched the 2 Tom Cruise Alien movies.
You have not. The Tom Cruise Alien movies? Which one?
Edge of Tomorrow and War of the Worlds.
Okay, you haven't talked about this.
Yeah, and after watch, I don't know fucking know why. I just saw Edge of Tomorrow and I was like, sure, I'll rewatch it, and then afterwards I watched War of the Worlds.
But I've not seen War of the Worlds. I've started it, but
same. War of the Worlds is actually very solid.
Spielberg.
Yeah, Spielberg. Yeah, Spielberg never fucks up, bro. Like, okay. Well,
did you see Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Connor?
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Did you ever see Big Fucking Giant?
No, I did not see.
I didn't see that either. I just think that's a funny name. But Edge of Tomorrow has that same deal where it's like, in theaters, it's like, while watching, it's like, I could see where this would be really fun on like the fucking big ass screen and the speakers like blaring with people all around you. But yeah, it's made for certain things, like to make fucking money.
Mm-hmm. Well, the crazy thing about Edge of Tomorrow is that like, that was one of those rare movies that was like pretty good and no one saw it in theaters.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Very true.
So you should go check out Edge of Tomorrow because not a lot of people have seen it.
Yeah, it is a pretty cool movie. It's based off of a Japanese novel, All You Need Is a Kill.
It's such a good title.
Mm-hmm. They should have went with that one.
Okay, what were we talking about before we went off the rails?
How this shit was made for theaters. It was made to...
I guess, okay. Let's talk about how was the theater experience for you this time, Connor?
Well, there was fucking like 4 families in there just cracking up and fucking thinking. But honestly, I didn't give a shit. I did not care about what was going on the movie.
I was
laughing
okay with
too. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I don't give a shit if you're talking during Shazam 2.
Yeah. There are some things where it's like, come on, bro, shut up. But
Shazam
2, it's like, you know what? Bring your whole fucking extended family, you know? Bring in some Panda Express, like, have a day out of it.
So, just have a day with Shazam 2.
Yeah.
Wow, Mom, thanks for taking me to go see Shazam 2.
That was awesome. That was my favorite movie ever. When you're a kid, you know how you just have like that blind stupidity?
Uh-huh.
You know what movie I walked out of and I was like, that was the fucking best movie I ever saw. And my dad was like, what the fuck?
What movie?
Fucking the Chris Evans Fantastic Four.
Oh, dude. Okay, that movie is awesome.
Have you watched it recently?
I have not watched it.
I have not either. But I remember leaving and being like, that was awesome.
I know I didn't see Rise of the Silver Surfer in theaters.
Yeah. I think I saw it in theaters.
I hope that Chris Evans is back in
the Fantastic Four multiverse
as the Human Torch. Yeah.
And he's also Mr. Fantastic.
He's just all the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Okay, we were talking about the future of superhero movies.
That's what it was. Yeah. That was a big topic. We strayed away far from that.
Yeah. All right, back on the rails. So I think that the future looks bright for DC. The future for Marvel, not looking good.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't know. I think that everything will change. That it could change with Guardians of the Galaxy. If Guardians of the Galaxy is shitty, then Marvel stays on the downward trend. And then DC also goes down because it's like, fucking James Gunn.
You know what I was thinking?
No, James Gunn does good things.
James Gunn does do good things. Sometimes he does kind of average things.
Yeah. He's never done any bad things.
That's it, yeah.
James Gunn is the perfect human. Never done any bad things.
Never at all. Fuck, I forgot what I was going to say. What were we talking about?
Shit!
God damn it.
We were talking about the future of superhero movies. And Guardians of the Galaxy's coming out. And the future. Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
But
I agree. The DC movies look a lot more optimistic outside of Aquaman.
Because I did have the same thought, like, okay, if Flash is resetting everything, like, fuck, but we have Aquaman.
Yeah.
But Ben Affleck Batman is supposed to be in it.
Okay, but also this is where because there's Ben Affleck. Wait, where's Ben Affleck Batman? He's in the Flash as well.
Yes, he's in like the main...
Oh, that's right. He's the main Zack Snyder one. Sorry.
He's the Zack Snyder
and then
Batman.
It's Michael Keaton.
Which I guess doesn't make sense if he is in Aquaman 2. They might be cutting him out, actually.
But fucking... The end credit scenes where the fucking Peacemaker people meet up with Shazam.
Yes.
And that's made by James Gunn, who is now heading the DC universe. So, and we're also apparently reversing everything in the universe. But we have Aquaman coming out, and we don't even know what's being kept with Aquaman. I mean, there might be something with the fucking caterpillar that we saw, because it looks like they left it open-ended, and they fucking... Oh, dude.
I feel like the strategy here is like... You know what? It's the Star Wars Episode 7 strategy. Just leave a ton of loose ends. If people don't like it, we're not going to explore it. Yeah. But if they do like it, then we'll explore it and ruin it.
What accurate words. Yeah, dude. Fuck Shazam, Fury of the Gods. So this movie fucking blows.
Okay, so... There was a tweet, someone tweeted at James Gunn about, is Shazam in the cards for your future of the DCU? And his response was like, oh no, this wasn't to James Gunn. I think it was to the director, actually.
Okay.
I don't fact check myself before going into this show.
Yeah.
But the director responded with, if you want to see more Shazam, go see this movie. So if this movie makes money, then Shazam will continue.
That is the classic line to fucking put a fucking movie or property in the dirt. How many times has that happened? Like, remember that it was like the Chibi Robo sequel or something? It was like on a DS game.
Oh.
And the creator was like, guys, if you want to see more, you gotta buy it. And then nobody bought it.
Only the Chibi Robo fans bought it.
Yep.
But so, and then I haven't seen the specific tweets, but apparently Zack Snyder is teasing something DC related.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if they're going to do... So, okay. This is just where my mind goes. You know, like if I was going to head up one of these, to one of the like superhero movie studios, you got to like mirror it with the comics, right? Like these are tried and true stories that you know are have been successful, resonate with people, will definitely resonate with the fans. I think you start out with the I don't think Flashpoint is gonna like solve the multiverse, you know? Yeah. Like, I think it's kind of just the introducing of the multiverse, and they're gonna be like, oh, there's one reality where Michael Keaton is Batman, and then there's this reality where it's Batman, and I think
there's another reality where it's Robert Pattinson.
I think
that maybe there's a cross where Robert Pattinson comes.
So I think that the Snyderverse has its fans, and I think the Snyderverse is maybe going to be Earth One, because that and they're like, oh, the Justice Society, you know, like we already know the Justice Society exists through Black Adam. That was the first time we've seen the Justice Society. So, and there's the DC Elseworlds like banner where the Batman, Robert Pattinson's Batman, is releasing. So they could technically release more stories in the Snyderverse.
I think
and then maybe that's how you like get us to care about some multiverse level threat.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like they should follow the Earth 1, Earth 2 model is basically what I'm getting at. And then then you have Crisis on Infinite Earths that like solved the multiverse, you know? Everything became one timeline. I don't think that the Flashpoint is going to end with it becoming one timeline again as well, but I think that if I was leading up to the DC, that's what I would do. I would make Zack Snyder's universe Earth 1 and then Earth 2 be the new shit under James Gunn.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of like build them up side by side. I think having the idea of the Elseworlds is a really good idea where you can tell off-universe stories.
Yeah.
And maybe have them come in and help out every now and then, you know? It's like the...
No, I like that a lot more than... everything's still very connected, but there's a lot of like...
room for growth. Room for experimentation.
Growth. Whereas in Marvel, it's like they mess up on a movie and it's like, ooh, you're kind of taking a step backwards there, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I remember what I was going to say earlier. Okay. I think DC should make more animated movies.
Oh, that's another thing is the Batman animated series that HBO canceled got picked up by Amazon. Woo! Which is awesome. Bruce Timm is behind it, the fucking showrunner of Batman the animated series. J.J. Abrams.
Oh,
maybe J.J. Abrams.
He's
don't fuck it up like you did Star Wars.
Yeah.
And Matt Reeves, who just did the Robert Pattinson Batman. So talented crew there.
Okay.
We got some good Batman animation.
Yeah, we got some good I just think they should do more fucking animation. I was thinking that during the movie because I was like, you know, they have all this money and they do like all these different things, and I was like, well, look at Edge of the Spider-Verse, like. They could do something like that, like highly stylized. Like we don't see that in superhero movies and stuff. I mean, we see there's a lot of animated movies, and I'm not to like rep on the people who worked on it because there's a lot of fucking great animation on it.
Illumination, don't fuck up Mario.
Yeah, but you know when you got like fucking millions of fucking dollars, you can throw at something. You can make something look fucking wild.
Yeah. Maybe. Hopefully that Ninja Turtles movie does well, and maybe that can be another like proof to the bigger...
The animation is art, and like it's in the same category as all this shit.
Yeah, so I don't know. The future for superhero animation is bright.
Did you see... I forget, Shafillas or something? Have you seen that YouTuber?
Mm-mm.
He does a lot of Disney shit, and I occasionally watch his shit. But he did this whole video where it was like fuck the Oscars, but it was an interesting topic. It was like,
unless we get nominated for Oscars.
Yeah, unless we get nominated for Oscars. But it's been like 20 years or something since an animated movie has been like put up for Best Picture.
Interesting. I didn't even consider them doing that because animation has its own category, you know?
It didn't used to. I think the last ones were like Beauty and the Beast and shit like that. And like Pixar. Early
and
Pixar.
And now look at you, Disney.
Yeah.
One of the things I was actually thinking about too during the trailers, during the Little Mermaid trailer, like They should.
I'm pissed at that, bro. The Little Mermaid's my favorite. It has the best music and like the anime. Oh, dude, it's a sick movie. And seeing that we talked about this in the theater, but the problem with fucking Disney live action movies, it just takes what you love and just rips all of the soul out of it, and it's just like fuck you.
It's just a skeleton of what you used to love.
Yeah, it's so bad.
So I was thinking like, okay, why doesn't Disney like use their fucking princess formula and do an original story in live action?
True.
Come on. Quit retreading all your own shit. Like, I feel like they probably could make something pretty solid that's original. Mm-hmm. Please.
Yeah, please.
Please stop.
Please, no more Disney.
But isn't it funny, like, you were talking about, like, the childhood optimism when you, like, see a movie, you know, you're blinded to the quality.
Oh, I think there was, like, some little 4-year-olds in the theater that walked out of it and was like, whew, that was a fire. That shit was hilarious.
So think about it that way, where, like, you know, Little Mermaid, part of all of our childhoods, and, like...
No, fuck it. That's not... There's no... All right. There's, like... But you show... All right, you show a kid a lot of things and they're fucking stupid and they're going to be like, wow, that's really cool. So, like, I feel like that's, like, the argument where it's like, if it's a kid's movie, it doesn't need to be good.
What I'm saying is
don't you want your kid to be watching something fucking sick like one of the earlier animations?
No. My kid will definitely be seeing some good-ass animations. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that, like, there are going to be some kids where, like, that Little Mermaid is going to be their Little Mermaid, you know? Not everyone is going to... Cause
that sucks.
that does suck.
It's kind of like what we were talking about in the Last of Us episode, where it's like, for a lot of people, right. Joel is Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Not Troy Baker.
Holy shit. Back to Shazam.
Back to Shazam. It fucking sucked.
I thought it was better than Ant-Man. I thought it was better than Ant-Man.
I don't know where I would place any of the movies we've saw in the past year. Wakanda Forever, Ant-Man.
I will say
what was the other one we saw?
More. I think those are the only like superhero movies that we've covered.
There's two.
Black Adam. Black Adam. That's a whole nother fucking can of worms. Why wasn't Black Adam the villain?
True.
Because The Rock had to have his own fucking movie.
Yeah. And they had to fucking butcher everything in that movie too.
When you like, okay, Shazam has 3 cool villains. Dr. Savannah, Mr. Mime, Black Adam. Mm-hmm. Come on.
Yeah.
What are you doing, DC? Just have him ride a dragon.
Put a dragon in there. Make Lucy Liu ride a dragon and fucking shoot lightning around. I don't fucking know.
But those Peacemaker characters were also in Black Adam, right?
I don't think so.
Weren't they in the end credit scene?
I have no idea.
I think that they were, or they were in Black Adam. That's why I think that, like, James Gunn is still going to do his thing in the Snyderverse. And then it'll be, like, just another, like...
Speaking of Dwayne The Rock Johnson, another shitty reference in the movie was Fast and the Furious and talking about family.
Oh, is that a Warner Brothers property? I think it is.
Yeah.
Now I gotta look. Holy shit. I want to watch all the Fast and the Furious movies for this podcast so bad.
I've only seen the first 3. I enjoy the first 3. And then as the ones go on, I'm just like, I don't know if I'd enjoy watching that.
The 5th one is my favorite.
Yeah.
7, I think, is when it really starts to go downhill.
You excited for this new one? What's the new one? Like
really
10?
Excited. 10. I'm really excited.
For the last time, his family's in danger.
God damn it. What was I looking up?
What is Fast and the Furious owned by Warner Brothers?
Billy. Universal.
Billy, are you okay?
See, I feel like the Fast and the Furious reference, though, like, sort of makes sense in this movie because it's like family. That's another thing I'm tired of in superhero movies. They're always about family.
Yeah.
Every single fucking one. We learned how to be a family and
I
work
want a
together.
superhero who kills off thousands of people. He's probably not a superhero if he does that.
No, I'm actually really excited for Batman and the DC, the DC shit that we haven't seen before, like The Authority. I feel like that is a super highly anticipated DC project for me.
I'm down for anything new.
Oh,
we've been just getting a lot of the same shit.
And this movie, I can't believe we haven't even talked about this yet. This movie had one of the craziest endings along with Morbius in terms of cameos.
Oh yeah, Wonder Woman came in, touched the wizard's staff,
resurrected Billy,
touched the wizard's rod, it electrocuted the ground, and saved Billy.
See, I was gonna be like...
And then Billy was like, what's up, girl?
I was gonna...
And then they're like, oh, you like older women, Billy, don't you? And Billy's like, mm-hmm. And we're in the theater just like, with hands like on our lap, like, oh.
Well, okay. If they had killed him, I was gonna be like, damn, like, respect DC. Like, they're like, okay, we're not gonna have Shazam going forward. And I was gonna be like, well, I would have given this movie a pass. I would have said, go see it. And then
it was so, I would have been so out of left field though.
But it would have heightened the experience so much.
Yeah. I might have went and bought it again.
I think I'd be all right with Gal Gadot continuing her job as Wonder Woman.
Yeah, because she's super fucking hot.
I feel like she's good at being Wonder Woman too.
Yeah, she could do anything though. You know, I've been supportive of it.
Gal Gadot's in Fast and the Furious.
Is she really?
Yeah.
How many?
Oh, she's in a couple of them. I think she's in 5, 6, and the new one.
Okay.
Yeah, she's going to be in the new one. Damn, okay. I was worried that we weren't going to have much to talk about coming out of the theater, but...
Yeah, we filled an episode's worth of dumb shit to say.
I think we covered it.
Are we good to close out the episode?
Yeah, there isn't anything that I really have left. It's just one of those rare episodes that I didn't take many notes on and still had a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if the Last of Us formula is better where there were constant notes.
Feel it out, you know? I feel like just keeping it open to different things. You know, different movies require different preparation.
Exactly. Shazam
didn't need much brain power to talk about.
So yeah, I feel like they'll go forward with Justice Society.
Yeah.
On that one. I feel like Peacemaker also is a Justice Society type character.
Yeah.
That like, I know he wasn't made in the Golden Age, but
he could fit in there.
A lot of if they continue to, because a lot of the characters they had from, I mean, not all of them, but Black Adam were also from the Golden Age.
Yeah.
And like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman were also in that Golden Age. So, I don't know. I feel like I already said it. This part's getting probably cut anyway because it's already been covered in it. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Okay, I'm done to close it out.
Sounds good. Well, that's all we have to say about Shazam, Fury of the Gods.
Yep.
Will probably be the last time we talk this much about this movie.
Unless we watch the first movie at some point.
Yeah.
Which I hope we don't.
Yeah, I don't feel the need to.
Yeah.
Also, before we close it out, or as always, thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. But we wanted to mention we have 2 videos coming out on the channel. If you look up Snake Meal on YouTube, we have a video on Resident Evil 0, just like an analytical overview of it, and then a lore video where we go into detail, grabbing from different stuff from a lot of the different sources, the game guide, the wiki, the actual game.
Yeah, so if you're excited for Resident Evil 4 remake coming out just like we are and want to learn a little bit about the history of the series, at least one of the games series, go check them out.
Yeah, we worked on them and it was fun. And we hope you enjoyed the episode. Do you know... And you know what? We put out a new episode every Sunday. I don't know what's next Sunday, but it'll be there.
I think it will either be John Wick 4 or the Mortal Kombat animated film.
It's got to be John Wick.
It's got to be.
It's
going to be either one.
Are you? Well, we'll figure it out. One of the two.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, thank you so much for listening, and be on the lookout for more of our stuff.
Yep. Bye-bye.